Special shout out to all my patrons.
Hey, so you're a full-on leftist, or is it you got anything like you're centrist or just full left?
I'm mostly full left, yeah.
Okay. Would you like to debate today?
Well, the topic on the board is trans youth deserve gender affirming care, but if there's a different topic you want to debate, we can do that as well.
Okay. What do you mean by gender affirming care?
Anything that falls under the gender affirming care umbrella, whether that be medical gender affirming care, social gender affirming care, all of those. Thank you, Jasmine, for the sub.
Okay, and when you say youth, what age is youth to you? 8-year-old, 10-year-old,
Youth,
5-year-old?
anybody under the age of 18.
So, are you talking about surgical changes as well, or?
Depending on the type of surgery and depending on the age of the person, yeah, and depending on like whether they've had these conversations with parents, doctors, therapists, psychologists, yeah, absolutely. It's hyper individualized, so I don't want to make like a general all statement because it would be individualized to the person.
Okay, is there any age you would say is a cutoff for someone getting let's say genitalia removed?
Well, medically, we don't really let people do it under the age of 18 in general. I'm fine with that. But I do think it should be individualized. Like if a trans kid is emancipated and they're 16, they can do whatever they want. They're a legal adult. If they want to have those surgeries, I wouldn't stop them because, like I said, they're legally an adult and have medical autonomy. 17 is probably okay if they've gone through all the rigmarole. But then like 18, I'm fine with anybody having any sort of gender affirming surgeries that they may need.
Okay, so you're saying once you're a legal adult, you could get removed genitalia.
Yeah, but most doctors aren't going to do it under that anyway because hold on. Most people aren't doing that anyway because it's just really, I mean, by the time you even get to the point of having a gender dysphoric diagnosis, you're probably going to be aged out of 18 anyway, because of how long it takes to get that gender dysphoric diagnosis.
Okay, I mean, I have no problem with that. If you told me a 6-year-old would be able to make that decision for themselves, I would have told you you're crazy. But if you're saying a legal adult wants to do something, I don't have a problem with that.
Yeah, I mean, I have no problems with like people who are like letting their 6-year-olds experience social gender affirming care. And then there's like different levels. Like if we want to put them on puberty blockers once they start puberty, hormone treatment, like those things I have no problem with them. It's just usually when it comes to bottom surgery, your privates need to have grown a certain amount in order to successfully have the bottom surgery. So it's usually just a matter of like logistics that they can't have them that young.
I think I found a spot where we're going to disagree. You said puberty blockers, and I'm guessing hormone replacement therapy.
Yeah.
What age do you think that's okay?
As when they start puberty, whenever that is for the specific person.
Yeah, I'm going to significantly disagree with that one. That is not safe for someone especially even under the age of 18 to be taking.
Yeah, it is. We use puberty blockers all the time for cisgender kids with precocious puberty. We know that they're safe. Okay, we've done the clinical trials. We have multiple tests.
Okay, let's do hormone replacement therapy for testosterone, for example. That is proven to shorten lifespans.
Based on what study? Do you have that available for me?
If you're just going to shout out studies, I'm on my phone. I can't research it, but it is a proven study that people who blast testosterone will die younger.
Well, wait, what is blast? Wait. What is blast testosterone? Because puberty, like HRT, is a very specified amount. It's not just like shooting up steroids where you're doping testosterone like in large quantities. That's not what HRT is.
No, that's not what HRT is. But HRT is medically, it's medical supervised testosterone replacement. Let's say that is not safe. Any amount of testosterone replacement, even for males, it is considered generally safe, but it is not safe overall.
Yeah, so based on, and this comes from ascojournals.org, based on what it looks like here is that the life expectancy only drops by about 0.34 years. And on the high end, 1.9 years. So I don't think that's a big enough life expectancy drop to like be warranting a non-use.
Yes, but for someone who's once you're 18, I'll say yes, that is fine. You can make that decision. But for stuff that reduces age significantly less than that, we have problems with it for minors. So that's why I'm making the distinction. If you want to be 18 and you want to take testosterone, that's fine. But if you're a child, that is not okay.
Well, wait, why? It's only lowering the life expectancy by like a year.
Okay,
There's
just because something
only. Go ahead.
Just because something lowers the expectancy by 2 years, let's say on the high end, we have banned stuff like that for children for much less than 2 years. To give an example, nicotine is one.
Well, I would argue we ban nicotine because of life expectancy drop. I'd say we ban it mostly because of cancer. Like it causes
nicotine,
cancer.
Not necessarily. That chemical doesn't cause cancer. That chemical isn't proven to cause cancer. Cigarettes are, but not nicotine. That's the chemical.
Also, it looks like here the reason that nicotine is harmful for kids is because it affects the developing adolescent brain.
Would you look at that? I bet you'll find the same thing about injecting testosterone in someone who's biologically a female.
Well, so we can go analyze this in a couple of different ways, right? What does biologically female even mean? You would need to be very specific on what necessary conditions you have to meet to be biologically female. And B, when we're talking about like harm, I would say the bigger harm risk is the risk of suicidality among the trans population that don't get gender affirming healthcare, especially things like puberty blockers and HRT. I'd say that's a bigger risk to their lives than the drugs themselves.
So if someone says, if I don't get, I don't know, X drug, I'm going to kill myself, or sorry, unalive, I don't want to get you banned. I'm going to unalive myself. Do we give them that drug? No, of course we don't. We look at the stats of the drug. Is this drug generally safe? Yes, okay, it is safe. Then we could proceed with the discussion. But to give a child something that's going to take 2 years off their lifespan, and that's a conservative estimate, which I'm guessing.
Well, no, 2 years would be like the high end. Like the actual estimate is like 0.34, and then on the high end it's like 1.6. Like I just pulled the numbers up. So that's on the high.
The average bodybuilder who's on HRT doesn't make it far past their 60s.
Wait, again, bodybuilders are injecting a higher dosage of these drugs. Like
no. I am talking about not the one blasting steroids. One who's on prescribed HRT.
Wait, they're still going to be taking larger injections of this than your average trans kid ever would.
Okay, still, it is lowering their life expectancy.
Yes, because they're taking more of it.
It's lowering. It's going to lower their life expectancy if they take it. My point being is we have banned stuff for far less than 2 years for adolescents. Why not ban this?
Yeah, look, a bodybuilder is taking 300 to 400 milligrams of testosterone per week, while the average trans kid is taking 20 milliliters. Or I'm not even milliliters, 20 milligrams, I'm sorry. So 400 milligrams on the high end versus 20 milligrams a day. That's not even close. These aren't even
what type of testosterone.
These aren't even close. Oh, and this isn't even per day. This is 50 to 100 milligrams per week versus 400 milligrams per week.
You're taking 100 milligrams per week. That is, average bodybuilder will take 500 milligrams per week.
300 to 400. The dosage is typically around 300 for 400 milligrams testosterone per week mark for individuals taking it for bodybuilding. Versus 100 per week. So yeah, they're quite literally quadrupling the dosage. So you can't extrapolate those numbers of like life expectancy out to now trans kids based on those numbers. That's not how that works.
Okay, let's say 2 years still. We've still banned substances for people under 18 that take off far less than 2 years. So
Wait, like
this
what
one, I don't.
though? You said
Every
nicotine. We didn't ban nicotine because of the life expectancy. We just banned it because of the effects it has on the prepubescent brain or the adolescent brain.
yes, and HRT has those same effects.
Wait, HRT and nicotine do not have the same effects.
Not the same effects, but testosterone will have the same effect on a developing brain, or similar effects on a developing brain. They will change that brain chemistry forever.
Wait, no, that's not true.
Yes, it will.
No, that's not true. You have to if you're going to make that claim, you have to like give me sources and give me actual data on that, right? Like that's not a claim that you can just say, well, HRT severely affects the brain in similar ways to nicotine. You have to like
Not similar ways to nicotine. Nicotine and testosterone are two different compounds, but testosterone is a hormone that does affect brain development.
Well, all hormones would affect brain development, but it's not.
Okay.
It's what's that? You have to provide me the negative. Like, how does it negatively affect brain development? You have to actually give me that.
Give me the negative for nicotine.
Well, I'm not the one making a claim. You are.
Exactly, because
I'm not making a claim.
The chemistry. Okay, it changes the chemistry of the brain. Let's leave it at that.
Okay, but why? Just because it changes something that's bad?
Yes.
How?
Because it changes their brain chemistry when they're going through puberty, and that's going to make it irreversible.
Do antidepressants change your brain chemistry?
Yes, they increase the serotonin levels.
Should children under 18 be on antidepressants?
Sure.
Okay, so then you're not logically consistent on that. So it doesn't matter that it changes the brain chemistry. That's not the issue.
It more damages the brain chemistry.
Okay, well, I've said you have to show me how it negatively affects brain chemistry, but you switched negative to just change. But you've like you said, change is not a bad thing. So if you want to make this claim, you need to tell me the negatives that how HRT, specifically testosterone, because I think that's what we're talking about, if I'm not mistaken, but how testosterone negatively affects your brain chemistry when using it for gender affirming care.
Okay, I can't research this right now, of course, but I will tell you how testosterone. Have you heard of gynoplasty?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, that's what testosterone will. Injecting testosterone will do.
Wait, just injecting testosterone doesn't. Gynoplasty is a surgery.
Or no, it will give you gyno, and you'll have to go through that surgery.
What?
So that's a negative of taking testosterone that I could easily provide because that's off the top of my head.
Well, wait. So two things. A, what do you mean by it gives you gyno?
It does. You'll have to get surgery, and you pretty much have to remove your nipples because it converts to estrogen. Testosterone, you'll have to see the spike in estrogen and how it affects your bloodstream.
Where are you getting a spike in estrogen? HRT is... What? Dude, what are you talking about?
Testosterone for males will cause a spike in estrogen.
We're not talking about males taking testosterone. We're talking about... Well, if you're taking testosterone, you would be female taking HRT, so taking testosterone, because you're transitioning to male.
So there is a biological difference.
Yeah, I've never claimed there isn't between males and females.